The Weather Channel. It has been an intense day in the Caribbean. I'm Lisa Moser. We turn to our tropical weather expert, John Hope, for the latest details. John?
Thank you, Lisa. It has indeed been intense down there, and the reason we have a very intense hurricane, certainly one of the most powerful ones we've ever seen in the Atlantic Basin this late in the year anyway, and not very many other hurricanes have ever been out there that's much stronger. But the winds now have been increased to 180 miles per hour. That makes it a very dangerous Category 5 hurricane.
On October 24, 1998, Tropical Storm Mitch gained hurricane status and was a Category 5 storm that dropped record levels of rain on the countries of Honduras, Nicaragua, El Salvador, and Guatemala. Hurricane Mitch would come to be known as the deadliest Atlantic hurricane on record. Due to the slow-moving nature of this hurricane, some areas measured a total rainfall of 6 feet during the period Hurricane Mitch was over land. While hundreds of thousands of people were evacuated as Hurricane Mitch initially hit land, an estimated 19,300 people were killed, and 2.7 million people were left homeless. This all resulted from the catastrophic landslides and flooding that followed the hurricane. Tens of thousands of homes were destroyed and crucial infrastructure was left severely debilitated. It is estimated that over $5 billion in damages occurred as a result of Hurricane Mitch, Honduras and Nicaragua being hit the hardest.
In the very, very heavy rains that are being released as the circulation interacts with a very mountainous landmass here, Honduras and Nicaragua down here, and it draws in moisture both from the Pacific Ocean and from the Caribbean Sea, from both sides, and the circulation is so large that it's very slow to spin down. The real disaster is really yet to come in terms of the mudslides and the very great catastrophes that occur as a result of several feet of water being deposited over the mountainous terrain here.
Following the torrential rains, hundreds of thousands of mudslides occurred in many areas along the coast, specifically regions with steep slopes. The landslides and flooding destroyed homes, blocked roads, and transported millions of tons of sediment. Several mudslides and debris flows triggered by the massive amounts of rainfall and flooding wiped out several villages, killing and destroying everything in its path. Additionally, crucial infrastructure such as transportation ways, bridges, and roads were destroyed due to the effects of Hurricane Mitch. 70% of all crops and farmland in Honduras were obliterated from the flooding, and an estimated 50,000 cattle were killed from the hurricane. As a result from this storm, the landscape of much of Central America was severely altered and uninhabitable following the horrific events of Hurricane Mitch. The impacts of Hurricane Mitch were widespread and far-reaching. The international community began providing and sending aid to the millions of displaced people in Central America. Countries from all over the world donated over $6 billion, in addition to the 700 tons of food and 11 tons of medicine provided by Mexico alone.
What's coming in is rice, beans, sugar, flour, tins of meat, tins of fish, blankets, cooking utensils. We're going to get that up to our partner organization's warehouse, sort it out, and then it'll be taken up into the communities where aid isn't getting through. And we think we'll feed about 80,000 people for a month.
Disease outbreaks included cholera and dengue fever, which spread throughout Central America from contaminated food and water sources. Incredible ecological and environmental damage resulted from Hurricane Mitch, which destroyed coral reefs off the coast of Central America, polluted fresh water with the intense flooding, and mudslides destroyed much of the natural land. Honduran President Flores claimed that Hurricane Mitch destroyed 50 years of progress in the country from the massive and widespread damage. Hurricane Mitch was a catastrophic hurricane that resulted in many other natural disasters, such as massive flooding and landslides killing tens of thousands of people in Central America. The name Mitch has been permanently retired due to the deadly and costly nature of this catastrophe.